Reaching New Ulm, I'm Rebecca Fliszar, the registered dietitian with the Heart of New Ulm Project. We're working to eliminate heart attacks in the 56073 zip code. And one of the ways we're doing that is teaching you to be a better cook, making sure we're making good food choices. So today we are pleased to have Ramona Sonnenberg with us today, and she's going to teach us a little bit about one of her favorite recipes. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it and what it all entails?
Okay, I call it the breakfast wake-up explosion. It has a lot of flavor. When I initially made it, I made it for a gentleman who does not eat eggs or meat. So I tried to incorporate protein, the vegetables. The mushrooms have 100% vitamin D in them. So, and I cook with the extra virgin olive oil, a little more healthy.
Great.
And so that was my challenge. And after I made it, I tasted what was an extra portion I had made and was really pleasantly surprised how much flavor it had. So it was an exciting breakfast.
Tell us where you made this. Tell us a little bit about you and where this recipe comes from.
Okay, I am one of the owners of the Deutsche Strasse Bed and Breakfast, otherwise known as German Street Bed and Breakfast, which is in the old St. Mary's Rectory, which that's how a lot of people know us.
Great.
And we've been doing that for 13 years, and we have guests from all over the world that come, and also many with dietary restrictions, gluten-free, lactose-free, no eggs, no meat. So I've learned to accommodate their diets and really enjoy it as a challenge.
Great. And you do tend to make most of your meals there pretty heart healthy, is that correct?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And everything is basically from scratch as much as I can.
Excellent. That's our best way to cook. So, all right, well, let's talk about your ingredients, and let's start adding them to your pan.
Okay. The main part of the entree are the red potatoes, and I tend to prefer the red potatoes because they seem to be a lot more flavorful, more moist.
Okay.
And in this particular case, we are going to keep the skins on, but I always cut away the bad spots. Not that these are too bad. I pre-washed them with a brush before I came on location here. And I don't use a large butcher knife. I have an issue with knives, so so this is the safest way to do it.
Whatever works for you, right?
That's right.
That's always our best knife. Whichever one works best for you. So that's good. And you will, by keeping those skins on, you really do retain a lot more of your nutrients. So it is a good idea. I know a lot of us like to peel them or have them as mashed potatoes, but those skins do make a big difference in our nutrition. So that's great.
Yes, yes. And while I'm cutting this up, I'm going to preheat the skillet with 2 tablespoons of the olive oil.
And as a reminder, you're seeing Ramona use the olive oil. Again, that's the best oil to use when following the Mediterranean diet. It is higher in our monounsaturated, so it's going to help bring up those good fats and down the bad. We're going to help that cholesterol ratio overall.
Okay.
So we're adding 2 potatoes?
2 potatoes, and this is for a serving for 2 to 3 people, because many times only 2 or 3 people need to eat it. You can make a larger amount for if you have a family too, which this really does, it stays with you. It isn't like you're eating a lightweight breakfast by any means.
Yep. Now this breakfast is full of vegetables and other good sources of protein. When we send our kids out the door in the morning, it's great for them to have a full meal and a substantial breakfast like this when going to school. So, this is a great option for all families to try at home too. And, start those kids out right for their day.
Oh.
Great.
Everybody's stove is a little different, so it isn't real warm yet, but we'll go ahead and put these in.
All right, and so how long are we going to let those saute in there?
It usually takes about 15 minutes to start to get them to soften.
Okay. And then we'll add the rest, or are you going to do that right away? Wait till the end?
Depends upon how you want me to do it.
Okay. Well, how would you normally do this in your recipe?
Normally, I would cook it for 15 minutes.
Okay, we're going to cook those off. All right, well, while we let those saute, let's go ahead and check in with Holly for her Fit in 5.
Welcome to today's Fit in 5. One of the things I really love about New Ulm is its great park system. New Ulm is full of great parks and playgrounds for our kids to stay active and have fun. But how many of us will go to the park and sit and just watch our kids play? Did you know you can use your kids' playground equipment for your own personal activity program? We're here at Harmon Park today, and I'm going to show you how you can use some of the playground equipment for you to stay active while your kids are at play. So you don't have to just sit, you can get up and be fit. You see these stairs? They're not just for kids. Adults can have fun on these as well. Take these stairs, run up, and walk or run down. Try that 2, 5, or 10 times and you've got a great cardiovascular workout. Remember these things as a kid? I used to love to play on these growing up on my playground at school. You can use them as an adult too. Grab hold, try to go 1 or 2 rungs at a time, and you've got a great strength training workout. Remember going up the stairs backwards as a kid? We loved to go up backwards. But do you remember also getting yelled at by the playground monitor for doing that? Well, guess what? Now it can be part of your physical activity routine as an adult. So we could take the slide, run up, and slide back down. And you've got a great cardio workout. Then you can come on over. At Harmon Park, they have a great rock climbing wall. You can climb up, look over the top, come right back down. Do that again 2, 5, or 10 times and you've got a great workout. The last thing we're going to do today is some step-ups. Again, we're back at more stairs or more steps, and basically it's a very simple move. You take the longest step that you can reach and you're going to come up and back down, lift, and back down. It provides a really nice strength training workout for the legs, and it gets your heart pumping as well. Hopefully these playground activities will help you feel like a kid again. For today's Fit in 5, I'm Holly. Have a healthy day.
Thanks, Holly. We appreciate it. All right, Ramona, where are we at?
Okay, we're at the point where our potatoes have softened, and we can go ahead and add the red pepper and the green pepper.
Now we let those potatoes saute for about 15 minutes to get nice and softened. About 15, right?
About 15,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
And what's nice about this recipe, actually, you can dice the night before, put it in containers like I have, and all you have to do is cut the potato in the morning so you don't have to get up really early.
Good.
So basically it's just adding these vegetables. Now I have some baby bellas, which are high 100% vitamin D. Strong bones that way, right?
Right, that's right. And the cannellini beans?
The cannellini beans,
right?
Protein, right?
That's right, that's your protein source.
Otherwise known as white
kidneys, yeah.
Kidneys.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, that is a good source, a different kind of bean, and just try it. It does have a little bit of a different flavor again. So as we go through the different recipes throughout our episodes, you're going to find a variety of foods chosen. Do give them a try. Sometimes we try to substitute in the foods that we're familiar with, but you might find great flavor in the cannellini beans.
Normally you let it simmer about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right.
But I can go ahead.
Yep, okay.
We have about a teaspoon of minced garlic. You can either use fresh garlic. I do sometimes for ease purchase the minced garlic in a jar in olive oil. So again, it's healthy.
And just a tip that if you're choosing 1 teaspoon of garlic, that does equate to 1 small clove of garlic. So if you take it off of fresh garlic, 1 small clove does yield about 1 teaspoon. An extra large clove will actually yield about a tablespoon. So just a good frame of reference when you're using regular garlic. Great. Yeah. Smelling good.
Yes.
All right, so what do we have next?
Well, next I'm going to just let that simmer just a bit. And at the very end I have Monterey Jack cheese shredded, and I do shred my own. That's what adds a little bit of the heat. But also I need to add a little kosher salt, little pepper, and just an 1/8 teaspoon of ground cumin.
Okay. And what's that cumin going to do for us?
Add a little bit of heat.
All right, add a little flavor there. Good. And remember, when we're following a low-sodium diet, you can add a little bit of salt to your foods. It does add that extra flavor that we need. We just want to make sure that we watch our portion size and use it sparingly.
Right. You basically see me just shake once, that's it, because I really don't cook with much salt at all. So that's about it. And
good.
I prefer to use pepper and spices.
All right, Ramona, I think we're ready to finish this one up.
Okay, well, finishing touch is adding the Monterey Jack cheese, which I should call it pepper jack because there is jalapeno peppers in the Monterey Jack cheese as well.
Yeah, that really adds a lot to this meal. You know, having that a little extra zip with the cumin and then with the pepper jack really spices this up.
Mm-hmm. It does. So we'll just stir this until it is melted.
Okay.
And then we'll put it into the single serving dish. There will be extra.
And you're going to notice that this is going to be a good sized portion that will definitely fill you up. And yet, because it has all of our meal components, it is a reasonable portion size. So definitely a good meal choice. You'll also notice that Ramona used regular cheese instead of the low fat. Because of the low fat content of this entire meal, that still does fit within our heart healthy guidelines. So what are we going to serve this with today?
Well, we're going to sprinkle it with some diced fresh tomatoes, and it's always nice to have a little fruit when you have something with a little extra heat in it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I brought are some fresh strawberries, which are most definitely available at this time in the stores.
Right.
And so we do that, a little bit of vanilla yogurt, and
Top it with a
kiwi.
And it looks great. Look
Good.
at all that color.
Thank you.
Yes,
Make
a
sure you have
beautiful meal.
your napkin and maybe some herbal tea along with that in the morning, and you're all set.
Great. And so this is something that we could easily get down at the bed and breakfast, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, we sure appreciate you being here today, and this looks like a wonderful breakfast to start us off.
Thank you.
And that's it for this week's episode of What's Cooking, New Ulm. Make sure to tune in next week for another great recipe.